everybody, good to have you back again watching us at Del's Kitchen. As we approach the busy festive period of Christmas, I'm going to show you 3 finger food starters that I've designed by myself, and also at this time of year where it's so important to economize, it's brilliant to just have your homemade treats for your guests and they will be impressed too. So let me just show you what they are very quickly. So we have prawns here which I've been marinating, and it's very simple. This is one dish which has no fat whatsoever. It will be coated with garlic breadcrumbs and roasted in the oven. Then second, we are going to do little mini quiches, and again very simple. I'm not one for taxing myself into pastry dough and all that, so I'm just using the good old frozen paratha, cutting them into circles and baking these with lamb mince and cheese. So you have meaty starters here. We also have a veg option for our vegetarian friends. Of course, we haven't forgotten you. I came across this recipe by chance in my head, obviously, thanks to my friend Laila, who encouraged me to make these koftas for her. So Laila, I dedicate these to you. And it's all a quick mix of leftover Malai paneer, which I happen to have at the time, and equal amounts of frozen vegetables, which I have thawed, mixed with some chana atta, and we roll it into balls and we deep fry them. So yes, these are a little bit on the naughty side, but you will love them. Now, whenever I handle pastry, I just prefer to wear gloves. It just makes my life so much easier. And no, I haven't really thought of the coordination, but it just so happens that they go very well with my outfit. So before we start anything, let's switch on the oven to 180 degrees to kind of start warming up, and let's make these little mini quiches. Now, the beauty about this pastry is you just take a glass. I don't even have a cutter, to be honest, and you kind of just press it down and you get your little circular piece. Now once you do that, you just kind of slowly press them in. You'll have to just kind of make sure that your paratha dough is at slight room temperature. It's chilled, but it's slightly at room temperature to allow this process to happen. Otherwise, it'll be very hard to cut it from frozen. Yeah, you just kind of press them down into the mini cupcake tin. And I'm just first now going to keep this in the oven, so it just kind of crisps up a bit. Probably around 4 to 5 minutes at 180 degrees. In the meantime, I have got here with me around 100 grams of lamb mince, which I have marinated in some of the most simple spices that we use. A teaspoon of parsi sambar, a teaspoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. And that's how I've marinated it, with another teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. I also have here with me 2 tablespoons of fried onions. So I'm just going to mix these 2 ingredients together, and this will be your stuffing for your little mince quiches, the eggless ones. Let's make the garlic breadcrumbs. Okay, so for this we need a chopper. You can also use it in your mixer, so it's not a problem. You can use stale garlic bread or freshly made as well. It doesn't matter. I just happened to make some today, and I thought, why not use it as the crust? Basically, the idea was to make prawns without having to fry them. So just roughly tear them. I've got 6 prawns over here. Obviously, you can take a lot more. You just kind of spice them accordingly, and I'll put them here. All you have to do is just kind of toss them around. You don't even have to dirty your hands. Just the idea of them coated with the breadcrumbs, and that's it. And I do the same thing for my lamb kebabs as well. So in case you're not aware of it, this is a good way of getting your meats coated. Just lay them out in the oven tray. So literally no oil, no fat, just taste. I'm going to bake these for 10 minutes at 180 degrees, just so that the breadcrumbs become crispy. it's time to get our little quiche pastries out from the oven, and they have just kind of had a rough bake. I'm just going to press them down again because they puff up a bit. I'm going to spoon a teaspoon of your lamb mince with the onion into each case. And you don't have to really fill them up too much. I will put cheese at some point, just not yet. These have to bake for at least 15 minutes because don't forget, your mince is raw. And while mince doesn't take long to cook, you still have to cook it for 10 minutes, but not with cheese, otherwise the cheese will become really, really dark brown and you don't want that. You want them to look cheesy. So let's put them in the oven along with the prawns and take out both in 10 minutes. So it's 4:33. Ari, we need to come back at 4:43.
Good luck.
Okay, that was my own little. Okay, last but not the least, it's down to the vegetarian pakoras. Here I have at least probably around 5 tablespoons of paneer with peas, malai paneer with peas, and you really need a chopper for this. You cannot do this in a mixer because otherwise it'll become baby food. So let's put this in, and even if there's a little bit of gravy, it doesn't matter because we will put chickpea flour to kind of make it into koftas. Let's put the same amount of frozen vegetables which have been thawed. I am going to add half a teaspoon of chili powder just because I think I'd like it a little bit more spicy. So let's take this over there and blitz it into a nice paste for our koftas. This is exactly what your kofta paste should look like. Using a spatula and a bowl, let's just empty it out. Yeah. Right, we have taken the paneer and the vegetables out in the bowl, and I shall first start with a couple of tablespoons of chane ka atta, which is chickpea flour, and a little bit of salt just to season it. Now literally just go by the look of it. If it looks doughy, then yes, it is just perfect. This again is gluten-free, my friends. Probably keep another tablespoon just to be on the safe side. So I have probably used 3 tablespoons. Before I start rolling them into kofta balls, let's get the pot started and let's get the saucepan with oil, because don't forget these have to be deep fried. Now once again, best idea to have gloves to do this. Just take like a spoonful and really into a round ball. So easy to do this. If you don't have gloves or you prefer not to use gloves, just kind of wet the palm of your hands or put some oil so it kind of slides easily. And a good idea to just have the kofta balls ready before you deep fry them. Okay, so before we start frying the koftas, it's 4:44. It's time to get the prawns and the quiche out. Right. The beautiful prawns, and here are the little mini lamb quiches which need to go back in the oven after we put a bit of cheese on it. Just some grated cheddar cheese. Let's put these back, put the cheese down for another 5 minutes, and that's it. It's time to fry our koftas, and they won't take long because these are already cooked, so you just want them to brown really. So let's put them in. So I let the koftas fry for 2 minutes. You can actually fry them till you get the desired color, and this is how amazing they look. Just so perfect and so beautifully done with little or no ingredients, and they're quite filling as well. And it's got my favorite ingredient, which is paneer. How economical and how easy this was. It has been 5 minutes and I have got them out from the oven. Now this is exactly what they look like. It's best to just let them rest for at least 10 minutes to cool down a bit and for the cheese to stop bubbling away. So let's give it a while. Now, before we plate up, obviously when you put your snacks and finger foods out, you need dips or chutneys. And this is a very, very quick dip that I make and people love it. And it's so simple, and yes, it's fatty. So those who are very health conscious, please look away now. So around 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise with 1 tablespoon of cream. And the cream is to just kind of get the edge of the taste of mayo, really. 2 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce. Now this chili sauce is a sauce everyone is familiar with. It's a Thai brand and it's delicious. So a good mix. Okay, it's time to plate up our starters and make it look pretty. So let's start with our koftas first. And then our prawns on this side. And just to give you a good idea of how good these tarts look, you just kind of loosen them with your butter knife and they just slide out beautifully. So once again, come and join me while I try these treats. Now, these 2 things I have never ever cooked before, so it's the first time for me too. And I won't lie to you. So see how beautifully the prawns cooked? Guys, if you all are health conscious, the prawns would be a great idea. No fat whatsoever. Let's go for the pakoras. They almost look like falafels, but they are less dry. I kid you not. Look how gorgeous the kofta looks from inside. You can see the vegetables and the paneer, and it's crusty on the outside. And something like this, I'm just gonna use my hand really. Beautiful. It's delicious. It really is. Please try this. You won't be disappointed. And think of the amount of finger starters you can make. Whereas in the shops, you spend such a lot of money for a few starters. Here you can spend little money and get a lot more starters. And your guests will be happy and you'll be a happy bunny too. So once again, look out for the Christmas vlog. I'm thinking of magic masala turkey. Are you feeling that vibe? Let me know. And please come back for more. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye.